a fascist movement, or is it the opposition?
Left-wing fascism.
Some people are still trying to figure this out.
Fascists. They are fascists.
So let's clear it up. Fascism was invented by a guy named Mussolini, and he named it after the Roman fasces, an emblem of authoritarian power. And in ancient Rome, the fasces icon was the image of rods bundled together with an axe, representing conformity through force, power through violence. Mussolini, just as a reminder, was the Italian dictator who sided with the Nazis and ruled Italy. He'd ultimately be responsible for the deaths of 500,000 people. Mussolini was opposed to democracy. And just in general, working people should not unite against wealthy interests. Mussolini believed he should get to decide who was a real Italian and who was not, which he eventually just identified as white people. And so his primary message eventually was that white Italians were getting replaced and diluted by foreign races and religious heretics who were all weakening Italian culture. And so he adopted Nazi-like laws to maintain a white supremacist caste system and defend good white Christian culture against Ethiopians, Somalis, Roma, Jews, leftists, homosexuals, anybody outside the club. And so he organized paramilitary squads, black shirts, who he sent to terrorize and arrest anybody who wasn't a real Italian, and he used concentration camps and mass deportations, and then he cracked down on journalists and comedians and artists who criticized him. He got those schools and universities brought under his control. The radical textbooks were rewritten to properly glorify Roman heritage, nationalism, and militarism, and he struck a deal with the church, and so Catholic instruction also became mandatory. And so now we understand fascism to be a cult of national purity enforced through violent domination by the fusion of state and corporate power with no loyalties to anything other than itself. So in times like these, the ruling class, who are usually the culprits behind these crises, like to blame scapegoats to avoid getting overthrown. And who were those scapegoats? The foreigner, the immigrant, the leftist, the other, all the divide and conquer tactics of what we now call culture wars. That is fascism, invented by Mussolini, exemplified by Hitler, that pretends a nation and its strongmen leader or leaders are the only things that can protect you and your culture and your way of life.
4 weeks ago, I was saying, no, I want to protect the people. I want to protect the women of our country. I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles and lots of other things.